You did the math, you decided renting was the smart move. Buying in New York is for people with deeper pockets, and a co-op is a money pit anyway. Everyone knows that, except the person renting a one-bedroom down the block from this building is paying more every month than it costs to own this one. That is not a trick. It is just a number nobody runs for you, and I am going to run it for you in a minute. But first, here's the apartment. Stay to the end because I'm going to tell you about the worst real estate decision I ever made when I was young. I learned it the hard way, and that is exactly why I'm doing this, so you don't have to. Let us start with the fear that keeps most people renting. The idea that a co-op means you don't really own anything, that you answer to a board, follow their rules, and build nothing. Here's what you actually own. This is the Claremont, built in 1939, 6 stories, 72 homes, a pre-war co-op, which means thick walls, solid bones, and a building that has held up for almost 90 years. When you buy here, you buy shares in a corporation that owns the building, and those shares come with your apartment. That sounds like technicality. It is the opposite. It is the reason buildings like this stay this well run. Everyone who lives here has skin in the game. Nobody is a tenant. Next fear. You hear the word maintenance and think rent. Money you pay every month and never see again. Watch what it actually covers here. Maintenance on this apartment is $956 a month. That number includes your property taxes, your heat, your hot water, the stuff, the upkeep of every common space you just walked through. Stop on the taxes for a second. In a house or condo, your property taxes are a separate bill on top of everything else. Here, they are already inside that $956. So you're not comparing maintenance to nothing. You're comparing it to a mortgage, plus taxes, plus heat, plus hot water that you would be paying separately anywhere else. Which brings me to the numbers I promised you. Here it is. Put 30% down. At today's rates, your mortgage runs about $1,507 a month. Maintenance is $956. That is about $2,463 a month to own this apartment all in. And remember, that already covers your taxes, your heat, and your hot water. Now, the part nobody runs for you. A comparable one-bedroom rental in Forest Hills runs about $2,500 a month. So owning this place costs a little less than renting one. Same money, basically, except the renter ends the year with a stack of receipts and you end it owning a one-bedroom in Forest Hills. There is a catch, because there always is. You need the down payment to get in the door. On this apartment, that is about $107,700. That is real money. But once you are in, the monthly math works for you, not for a landlord. Keep that in mind while I show you the rest. Now the practical stuff. There is a common laundry room in the building. Laundry day never leaves the building. There is a bike storage, which in this neighborhood actually matters. There are storage units you can rent, but they are on wait list right now. And parking. There is a wait list for that too. Location is the whole game in Forest Hills, so let us walk it. There is the 67th Avenue station, the M and the R, about an 11-minute walk from this front door. This is your local. Want to move faster? The big hub is Forest Hills 71st Avenue Continental. The E, the F, the M, and the R. The Express E or F can put you in Manhattan in about 25 minutes. And here's the one most people miss. From the Forest Hills Long Island Railroad Station, the LIRR runs straight to Penn Station or Grand Central in about 15 minutes. Trains run roughly hourly, more often at rush hour. 15 minutes into the middle of Manhattan is a commute people pay a lot more in other neighborhoods to get to. Heading to class instead of the office, there is a bus from the area that connects you toward Queens College and St. John's, so you have options beyond the train. And Austin Street, about 10 to 12 minutes away, and you are in the middle of it. Restaurants, cafes, shops, the kind of street you actually want to walk on a Saturday. You are not driving to dinner here. You are walking to it. For the buyers who need this, the schools. This address sits in New York City School District 28. The zone elementary is PS 196, Grand Central Parkway, a few blocks away. The middle school is JHS 190, the Russell Sage, which is right on Austin Street. The high school is Forest Hills High School. School zones are tied to your exact address, and they may change. So before you ever buy on the strength of a school, send me the unit and I will confirm the current zoning for you in writing. Now the apartment. This is 5H, 5th floor. First thing you notice is the light and the openness. The kitchen, the dining area, and the living room flow together as one bright space. It reads bigger than the square footage. It is built for how people actually live now. You cook where you live where you cook. The kitchen is the star. A center island, real prep space, stainless steel appliances. This island does everything. Prep, eat, drop your bag, spread out. If you want the kitchen to be where everyone ends up, this is it. Down here is the bedroom, separated from the living space. Quiet, with room for a real bed and real furniture. Good closets, a clean, well-kept bathroom. And the 5th floor earns its keep. You are up off the street, so you get the light and you lose the noise. And this is the kind of light that listing photos never quite capture. You have to stand in it. Here's what this apartment really gives you. One level, no stairs to climb, no yard to keep up, no roof to replace, no boiler to babysit, no snow to shovel. Ever. That is the part people underestimate. You can lock this door, leave for a month, and the building keeps running without you. For a lot of people, that is the whole point. Less to manage, more freedom to actually live. Last fear, and it is really too stacked together. The board will never approve me, and even if it does, Coops don't resell. Here is how the board actually works in this building. To buy, you need at least 20% down. The board allows financing up to 80% of the price. They review each buyer's finances case by case. I will guide you step by step before you ever submit, so there are no surprises. A few house rules plainly. The building allows cats. Service and support animals are handled separately by the board, as the law requires. Subletting is allowed after you have owned and lived here for 2 years, with a 15% monthly surcharge on the maintenance during any sublease. So plan to live here, not to rent it out on day one. Now, resale. This building has no flip tax. When you sell, the building does not take a cut, and the equity you have built is yours to walk away with. And one more thing renters find out the hard way. When you rent, you live on someone else's timeline. The lease ends, the owner decides to sell, the owner moves a relative in, and you are apartment hunting on their schedule, not yours. When you own this, that decision is yours. It is yours for as long as you want it. Nobody hands you a move-out date. Everything I just showed you, the math, the equity, the freedom that comes with owning instead of renting, I had to learn all of it. And I learned it because of one decision I have never forgotten. So let me tell you about that decision, the one that cost me. People love to tell you that buying a co-op is the same as renting. I used to believe it too. Back in 1996, I was renting a one-bedroom co-op in Franklin Avenue in Flushing. The owner didn't want to hold it anymore, so she offered to sell it to me, $40,000. The door was wide open, and I said no, too risky. Too risky, I thought. A co-op isn't real ownership, so I kept renting, and eventually I moved on. That same apartment is worth about $375,000 today. I think about that more than I like to admit. A renter never gets to sell anything. The money's gone the second you hand it over. The person who bought that apartment instead of me kept every dollar and watched it grow. Different building, different neighborhood, and I'm not promising you those numbers. Past prices never guarantee the next ones. But I learned the difference between renting and owning the hard way. Imagine if I bought that and kept that apartment. So, if you're standing where I stood in 1996 looking at a co-op and wondering if it's worth it, talk to me before you decide. I'm Claudia Louis. The link to book a call is below. Or you can call me or text me at 347-612-2964. Don't make my mistake.